Well, now that another NFL season is behind us, it's time to take a fresh new look into the crystal ball and predict when all 32 teams will win their next Super Bowl. Some teams will end the drought within the next 10 years, while other clubs, well, they're decades away. Some will even have to wait until the next century. Don't say we didn't warn you. So behold, the updated predictions on when your favorite NFL team will next win the Super Bowl. Arizona Cardinals, 2078. The Cardinals have been the most poorly run franchise in America for nearly 8 full decades and counting. Take your best guess when they'll win it all, but we're guessing at a time after Kyler Murray celebrates his 80th birthday. Hey, who knows? Maybe he'll even be a part of the celebration. Atlanta Falcons, 2050. It's always tricky to guess when a snake-bitten franchise like Atlanta might finally break through, but our crystal ball tells us that Falcons fans only have to wait 24 more years. I mean, is that so bad, though? The Falcons faithful have waited 6 decades and counting for a Lombardi trophy. 24 more years is nothing. Baltimore Ravens, 2043. Not sure about the rest of you, but we got the feeling that the Ravens Super Bowl window has closed. Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry are not getting any younger, and there's no guarantee that swapping out John Harbaugh for Jesse Minter will work in the long run. But hey, the crystal ball says that they're going to win it all in 2043. Jackson will be long retired by then, but a brand new core full of kids in elementary school at the time will eventually bring the 3rd Super Bowl banner to Baltimore. Buffalo Bills, 2031. It feels like the Bills will take a step back after firing head coach Sean McDermott. The roster needs a reset, but Josh Allen is not going anywhere. We're seeing a John Elway-like story for Allen here. After more than a decade of gut-wrenching losses, he'll finally break through near the end of his career, just as everyone started writing him off the rest of the way. Patience, Bills fans, just 5 more years. Carolina Panthers, 2034. The Panthers don't have any real young stud cornerstone players outside of Bryce Young and Teteroa McMillan, but sometimes a franchise QB is all you need to set up a long-term championship window. The Panthers are still years away from competing with the NFC's top dogs, but Young is starting to put it all together. Chicago Bears, 2036. Despite the hate GM Ryan Poles has garnered, the man has built a sustainable long-term winner in Chicago. He'd like to pick the Bears sooner, but again, there's only room for one Super Bowl champion each and every year. So, like many other great QBs, Caleb Williams must wait patiently for his first Super Bowl. Forecast another decade until the Bears finally win their 2nd Lombardi trophy. Not a knock against the Bears roster, but rather an acknowledgement of just how brutal the NFC is right now. Cincinnati Bengals, 2045. We used to be high on the Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase-led Bengals, but Mike Brown and Duke Tobin are doing everything in their power to ruin the prime years of Burrow and Chase. Too bad. Bengals are not winning anything until a new owner and front office take over. Sorry, Bengals fans, we don't make the rules, but at least you only have to wait, 19 more years? Hey, that's nothing, especially considering all the misery Brown has already put you through. Cleveland Browns, 2064. In honor of the Browns' last NFL championship, the organization will wait 100 years to win its next one. What a storybook ending that would be. Dallas Cowboys, 2048. The Cowboys will never win a Super Bowl as long as Jerry Jones is in charge. Heck, we have no confidence that his kids will fare any better either. Perhaps the Cowboys will become a winner again when Jerry's grandkids take over the team, which, well, that's a long ways away. But that's just how it is. Jerry, Stephen, and Jerry Jr., well, they're all doing what they can to keep the Lombardi trophy away from Big D for the next little while. Denver Broncos, 2027. If Bo Nix didn't suffer an ankle injury in the divisional round, well, it might be the Broncos celebrating a Super Bowl 60 championship. But fear not, Broncos fans. This is a championship caliber core, an elite defense, and a young QB with the it factor in his blood. Broncos won't finish the job next season, but they'll do so in 2027. Lombardi Trophy number 4 finally arrives in Mile High City. Detroit Lions, 2057. Hey, it's not just the Cleveland Browns. Why shouldn't the Lions also wait to win their first Super Bowl exactly 100 years since their last NFL championship? We were very high on Dan Campbell's Lions for a good while. But I think they've entered same old Lions territory now. Yeah, they're good enough to win in the regular season, but they always find brutal ways to blow it in the playoffs. Hey, just wait 31 more years, Lions fans. Your day is coming. Green Bay Packers, 2037. Jordan Love couldn't follow the footsteps of Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers by winning the Super Bowl in his age 27 season. And with the way the Packers keep choking in the playoffs, we're honestly not sure if this team will ever win a championship under Love and Matt LaFleur. But it is the Packers. They're always in the mix. The NFC North is a gauntlet these days, but the Packers are bound to regain their hands on the Lombardi Trophy at some point within the next couple of decades. The crystal ball told us 2037. Don't question it. Houston Texans, 2062. The Texans have been stuck in the mushy middle forever. The divisional round is this team's ceiling. Unfortunately for Houston fans, ownership seems perfectly content with that. We're taking a total shot in the dark here and predicting 36 more years until the Texans win it. If CJ Stroud regains that 2023 MVP-like form, or if Houston finds a QB upgrade, well, it could be much sooner though. Indianapolis Colts, 2066. We hope Colts fans really went all in on the club's Super Bowl 40 celebration, because somehow they just never won it all again despite 4 more years of Sean Payton and 6 seasons of Andrew Luck. Yeah, there's no reason to think that the Colts can win a Super Bowl in the next decade. And since it's a crapshoot after that, allow us to put them down as the 2066 winners. Hey, at least it commemorates the 60-year anniversary of their last title. Jacksonville Jaguars, 2028. Man, the Jaguars would have won the AFC if they had gotten past the Bills in the wild card round. They would have beaten a vulnerable Pats team and the Bo Nix-less Broncos in the AFC Championship. Super Bowl 60 against Seattle? Yeah, I think they would have had a fighting chance. Whatever. Anyway, we still love the foundation that Liam Cohen has already built here. He unlocks Trevor Lawrence's potential. Travis Hunter, Brian Thomas Jr., Trayvon Walker, and Josh Hines-Allen are a nice core to build around. The Jags' time is a-coming. Perhaps as soon as 2028. Kansas City Chiefs, 2030. To us, it feels like it's going to take some time for the Chiefs to actually rebuild into a winner. That core is getting older, and the rest of the AFC is finally caught up. But remember how the Tom Brady-led Patriots had to wait a decade between their 3rd and 4th Super Bowls? Well, there could be a similar path here. Patrick Mahomes still has plenty of good football left in him. And his it factor leads us to believe that he's got at least a 4th ring on the way. We're saying that it's coming within the next 5 years. Las Vegas Raiders, 2100. I mean, it's not like all 32 teams are going to win at least 1 Super Bowl between now and the rest of the century. And I mean, come on, have you seen how horrible the Raiders have been over the past 2 decades? So look, given how these guys operate, it could be another century before the Raiders win a 4th Super Bowl. Los Angeles Chargers, 2105. Chargers might be the most snake-bitten franchise in all of American sports. We just can't take the bait and project them to win a championship this decade. We know the faces will change over time, but this franchise just has some unfortunate wizardry. They'll need to work some real-life magic in order to snap the bad luck and win a Super Bowl. And, yeah, that might not happen until the next century. Los Angeles Rams, 2026. After falling just short of reaching Super Bowl 60, and yes, they would have crushed the Patriots, we have the Rams getting their hands back on the Lombardi Trophy next season. MVP Matthew Stafford is still at the top of his game, with explosive playmakers on both sides of the ball and a QB coach duo that has been there, done that. The Rams are well suited to get the job done one more time before Stafford calls it a career. Miami Dolphins, 2073. I mean, why not? It would commemorate the 100-year anniversary of the Dolphins' last Super Bowl championship winning season. And since the turn of the century, no team has been more committed to mediocrity than the Dolphins. See you at the parade in 47 years, Dolphins fans. It's gonna be fun. Minnesota Vikings, 2099. Well, 2098 will mark 100 years since the Dream 15-win 1998 squad, who lost the NFC Championship to Atlanta on Gary Anderson's missed field goal. And I mean, with the amount of misfortune that the Vikings have encountered over the years, we can't help but think that they're still decades away from winning it. Yeah, sure, it won't be exactly 100 years from Anderson's miss, but hey, it's pretty darn close. Hey, congrats on winning the Super Bowl in 2099, Vikings. We knew you could do it. New England Patriots, 2038. Yeah, the Patriots will eventually win it all with Drake May behind center. They're just gonna have to wait. Oh, those poor Patriots fans who already have 6 Super Bowls this century to celebrate. God forbid they wait just a little longer. Look, the AFC is just far too stacked right now, and it's only gonna get harder over time. But does waiting 12 more years really hurt that much, Pats fans? Remember how miserable things were before the Brady-Belichick era? Could be way worse. New Orleans Saints, 2053. Hey, Crystal Ball said so. Don't look at us. It'll forever be criminal that the Saints could only win a single Super Bowl during the Drew Brees, Sean Payton era. But, hey, one is better than none. New York Giants, 2035. This timeline might feel generous to some, including the impatient Giants fans, but if John Harbaugh comes as advertised and this promising young core lives up to its potential, then why shouldn't New York get its hands on Lombardi Trophy number 5 in the next decade? Hey, it could be even sooner if Harbaugh quickly maximizes the potential on this roster. But we're comfortable waiting a little bit and putting the Giants down as your milestone Super Bowl 70 champions. New York Jets, 2044. Jets and Super Bowl in the same sentence feels a little funny to say out loud these days. But like, it has to happen eventually, right? Just know that there are many Saints and Eagles fans out there who thought their time would never come. Jets last won it all in the 1968 season when Joe Namath's squad led the heavy underdogs to a Super Bowl III triumph over the Colts. The next decade plus is going to be hard for Jets fans, so book your calendars and be ready to party in 18 years when your team emerges victorious. Philadelphia Eagles, 2047. 30 years after winning their first Super Bowl, the Eagles break a 23-year championship drought and finish the job in 2047. If there wasn't just so much drama on this team, we'd predict another Super Bowl in the Jalen Hurts, Nick Sirianni era. But man, there's just always something going on with the Eagles. And it really feels like they hit their peak with last year's Super Bowl triumph. Thus, it's going to be a long wait until the organization's 3rd Super Bowl. Pittsburgh Steelers, 2058. The Steelers won't be winning any Super Bowls over the next few decades until the Rooney family's ownership raises the standards. Simply making the playoffs every year cannot be the priority. It has to be Super Bowls. But you know, there's nothing that's telling us that their expectations will change. That's why the crystal ball predicts 32 more years of pain until Pittsburgh finally wins its 7th Super Bowl, whole half-century after they won their 6th. San Francisco 49ers, 2059. Oh man, the 49ers are just way too tough to trust. They're money in the regular season, but they haven't been able to win the big one in the 21st century. With the current state of the NFC, we're not sure if Kyle Shanahan will ever come close to sniffing the big game as the 49ers head coach. It has to balance out, we suppose. The 49ers won 5 championships between 1981 and 1994. The Super Bowl drought will continue to 63 years before they finally get the job done in 2059. Seattle Seahawks, 2029. The Seahawks never won that 2nd Super Bowl in the Russell Wilson Legion of Boom era. But Mike McDonald, Sam Darnold, and the Dark Side defense will not let one Super Bowl be the standard here. With all the core players in the early stages of their prime years, the Seahawks have the pieces to win another championship before the next decade arrives. In 2029, when we are celebrating the 3rd Lombardi Trophy in 16 years, Seattle. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 2063. The Buccaneers were lucky to land John Gruden in 2002 and Tom Brady in 2020. Take those marquee additions away, though, and, well, this franchise doesn't have a whole lot to celebrate. That's why the crystal ball projects nearly 40 years of pain until the Bucs win it all again. Hey, at least they have those Super Bowl 37 and 55 rings to celebrate. Tennessee Titans, 2079. And nothing in the Titans' history has convinced us that the organization knows how to build a winner. But we suppose by the time the 2070s roll around, they'll have loaded up on enough draft picks to finally build a Super Bowl champion. Hey, better late than never, right, future Titans fans who haven't even been born yet? Washington Commanders, 2067. If Jaden Daniels stays healthy and Dan Quinn quickly restores the 2024 pedigree, then the Commanders could win it a lot sooner. Unfortunately, those are 2 big ifs. That's why we're a little too nervous to give this dysfunctional franchise a championship anytime sooner. But hey, 41 more years until they celebrate. It's a coming, Washington fans. Just be patient. But hey, when do you think your favorite NFL team will win their next Super Bowl? Let us know in the comments section below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, then clicking the like button helps us out a ton. And you know, we really appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, then subscribing is a great idea, because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.